This video is how to make a smear from a liquid specimen and from a culture plate. I've placed my slide on top of the incinerator to get the bottom nice and warm. That's because on the underside of my slide I'm going to draw a circle for each of my smears. This helps me focus on the correct place on my slide. On the reverse side, I'm going to label with my patient name and what is on the slide. In my top circle, I'm going to put a broth. On my bottom circle, I'm going to put an organism from my solid plate. Your labels may change just depending on what you're working with. So to make a smear from a liquid culture, you can either use a drop from a pipette, or you could actually use 2 loopfuls made from your loop. For today, I'm going to use a sterile pipette using my aseptic technique. I'm going to remove my pipette from its packaging. And all you need is a drop. Before you aspirate your drop, of course, you want to make sure the lid's on tight and you want to invert your broth. And just place a drop and then smear it out to cover the entire circle, target circle. And place lid back on your broth and dispose of your pipette. Now with cultures from solid plates, you need to have some kind of a liquid for the organisms to get resuspended in. So you can either use a drop of thioglocolate broth, but the best thing to use is some deionized water. So the easiest way is to put a couple of drops in an empty petri dish so you're not putting your loop inside the deionized water and contaminating your water. First, before you do any work with your needle, you want to incinerate the tip, making sure it gets red hot. Allow it to cool. Once it's cooled, you're going to transfer approximately 2 drops of your water to the correct circle. At that point, you can obtain a bit of your culture. Make sure you wait for your loop to cool before you touch the organism. Just need a very small amount. And you want to resuspend it in your target circle and spread that drop around the entire circle. Once you're satisfied, you want to incinerate your loop and set your slide to the side to be air dried. Once it dries, you should see a very thin film. Of course, it's not dried quite yet, but based on the thickness of the film, you should have a good idea whether or not your smear is going to be too thick or too thin.